So we're gonna make homemade chili, and this is 2 pounds of ground turkey meat, lean. And over here we have some diced tomatoes, some garlic, some fresh olive oil, and some seasoning, and a little bit of basil, and that is the start of our sauce. Turn the lid on. And we're gonna let this cook and come to a boil, and then we're gonna turn it on low, and we're gonna let this start cooking in the pan and get nice and brown, and then we'll season it, and then we'll mix the two. Okay, so I'm gonna do that, and then I'll be back. Okay, we have our diced tomatoes, fresh garlic and basil, seasonings, olive oil, turned down to low, and now we're gonna let it simmer. And over here we have our ground meat starting to brown. We have this on medium heat. So as this starts to brown, it will come together. The meat will probably take about 30 minutes to get nice and brown, sometimes 35, depending on your setting. Okay. We have 2 meat sauces and a mushroom. And we're gonna add this to our chili. So this is about 3 jars of sauce that we're gonna use for a chili. I like to have 2 meat and I like to have a mushroom. A garlic and meat or garlic and mushroom is fine. This is my little helper. Okay, so just to show that we have our meat browning, it's on a simmer, and now we're gonna add in our sauce, our 3 sauces to our tomato base, which again is the oil, garlic, and tomatoes. Now we're gonna add the meat.
Look at cheese. Was that a cheese?
Okay, 1 jar of meat sauce, no frills.
Oh, well, who?
Here, you hold this. On the sauce, we're gonna have my little helper, my 2-year-old son.
Okay.
Hold this right here. Hold it right there. Okay, don't move.
I cheese. You cheese.
Yeah, we're gonna make chili. And now we're gonna add the mushroom.
You cheese.
Sauce.
You cheese.
Jar of that.
Well.
And we're gonna add 1 more jar of meat sauce.
Okay, you cheese.
What?
Okay, you look at big.
Okay.
Okay.
And now
okay.
we're gonna stir this up, and we're gonna let this come to a boil, and then we're gonna put it back to the simmer. And we're gonna add some seasonings to the meat, and then we're gonna wait until this is fully browned, and we're gonna mix it. That's tomato paste. A can of 1 little can of tomato paste and 2 cans of kidney beans, also no frills. And this is my helper. He's helping cook because my family loves to cook. So we're gonna add this into the meat, and then we're gonna cook it all down together. I put these in with my meat so that they cook down, and then I add it all to my sauce. Okay, so now the meat is basically brown. I'm gonna give it another 5 minutes, and I'm gonna add some extra seasonings to this. I'm gonna add garlic pepper, like I said. I'm gonna add a couple shakes of that, even though I have fresh garlic in the sauce. And I'm also gonna add a little teaspoon, possibly a tablespoon of fresh garlic into the meat as well. So that was garlic pepper. And then I'm going to add some salt. I only like to add a little bit of salt into the meat because it's not good for you, and my family's watching the salt intake. And I'm going to add a little bit of salt into the sauce, and I'm sure there's already salt in the sauce. And then I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of onion powder. My family does not eat raw onions or cooked onions, although I love them. So I'm going to add some onion powder for seasoning into here, and I'm also going to add it into the sauce, which I'm sure it's already in there as well. And then I'm going to add crushed pepper. I like to go ham on the crushed pepper. My family likes it. So I'm going to add a lot of crushed pepper into the meat and also into the sauce. And then I'll be back and I'll show you the last 3 ingredients prior to adding the chili powder. So this is brown and cooking down, and this is starting to simmer. So we have our tomato paste open, our dark red kidney beans, and what I noticed is that I picked up mild chili beans, which is probably seasoned, which I'm not too happy about because I do all my own seasoning and I make it from scratch. So, but I don't have another can of kidney beans, so we're going to use these 2 kidney beans and the tomato paste, and we're going to put this into the meat, and we're going to cook it down, and then we're going to add it all to the sauce. So, I was always told to add all of the ingredients that are in the cans into the sauce. Don't drain it. It gives it flavor. Okay, so now I've added 2 cans of kidney beans, a can of tomato paste, some fresh garlic, and I'm going to add the chili powder. I'm going to add probably about 4 tablespoons to the meat and 4 tablespoons to the sauce. I've also added half a can of the tomato paste into the sauce and half a can of tomato paste into the meat and bean mixture. Okay, so I went ahead and I took the 2 pans and I put them into the crock pot, and I mixed in the meat, the beans, everything from the meat pan into the saucepan, and then into the crock pot. The pan that I had was not big enough, which all of my chili ends up in the crock pot once everything's done cooking. And this way it can go on low and simmer, simmering, and they're going to go on low in the crock pot. And I'm also going to add in a can of corn, and I'll do that probably in an hour or 2, or possibly like an hour before everybody's ready to eat. And then of course I always have cheese to go on top. So that is the chili. If you want to add peppers and onions, you can, as long as you cook them down when you cook down the meat. Again, my family doesn't eat that. So, excellent, tasty chili.